This is Bill Mounce's translation exercise number 6. We're going to do all 20 questions fairly quickly. Apostello ton angelon. That's number 1. Apostello ton angelon. Apostello means I send. Ton angelon means the angel. It's in the accusative case because it is the direct object of the verb I send. Number 2. Autoi ton theon opsontai. Autoi ton theon opsontai means they will see God. Opsontai is the verb, ton theon the direct object. It's in the accusative case. Number 3. Edidasken autus. Edidasken autus. Edidasken means he, she, or it was teaching. Autus means them. It's accusative plural, and it is the direct object of the teaching. Edidasken autus, he was teaching them. Number 4. Diokete ten agapen. Diokete ten agapen. Diokete is an imperative verb. It means pursue. Ten agapen means literally the love. Greek often uses the article in places where English would not, so we would translate this as pursue love. Diokete ten agapen. Number 5, eraunate tas grafas. Eraunate tas grafas. Eraunate, we are told, means you search. Tas grafas is accusative plural and means the scriptures. Eraunate tas grafas, you search the scriptures. Number 6, a little bit longer. Peplerotai ho kairos kai engiken he basilea. Peplerotai ho kairos kai engiken he basilea. This is actually 2 sentences joined by kai. The first one, peplerotai ho kairos. Notice that ho kairos, meaning the time, is nominative and is functioning as the subject even though it follows the verb. Peplerotai has come. So peplerotai ho kairos means the time has come, kai, and engiken he basilea, literally it has drawn near. The kingdom is nominative, he basilea, nominative feminine singular. So it is the kingdom has drawn near. Peplerotai ho kairos kai engiken he basilea, the time has come and the kingdom has drawn near. Number 7. Etelesen ho Christos tus logus. Etelesen means he finished. Ho Christos is in the nominative case. It is therefore the subject. So the he who finished is ho Christos, Christ, or the Christ if you prefer. He finished, tus logus, accusative plural, the words. Etelesen ho Christos tus logus, he finished the words, Christ finished the words. Number 8. To sabaton dieton anthropon egeneto, kai uch ho anthropos dieto sabaton. To sabaton dieton anthropon egeneto, kai uch ho anthropos dieto sabaton. Let's start with to sabaton. To sabaton means the Sabbath. Dia, for, ton anthropon egeneto, it was made. To sabaton, notice, is nominative, singular, neuter, and we would treat it as the subject. It is the Sabbath was made. Dia ton anthropon, for ton anthropon, literally for the man. But Jesus was not speaking about a particular man. He was using the word anthropos to refer to mankind or humankind. So we typically translate the Sabbath was made for man. Kai and not. Ho anthropos, notice ho anthropos there is in the nominative, and not the man, diaton Sabbaton, for the Sabbath. Once again, although it is ho anthropos, we would treat it simply as man. Tos Sabbaton, diaton anthropon egeneto, the Sabbath was made for man. Kai ho anthropos diatos Sabbaton, and not man for the Sabbath. Number 9. Apestelin autus kerusen ten basilean tu theu. Kai, you know, means and. Apestelin autus. Apestelin means he sent. Autus is accusative plural, and it means them. He sent them. Kerusen, to preach. Ten basilean tu theu. Ten basilean is accusative, singular, means the kingdom. It's the direct object of the verb to preach. The kingdom tu theu of God. Number 10. Kai nun he basileia su u steisetai. Kai nun means and now. He basileia su, the kingdom of you. Greek would typically say the kingdom of you. We in English would say your kingdom. U, and it is will continue. So will not steisetai, continue. He basileia su, your kingdom, u steisetai, will not continue. Number 11. Hode Paulos Ephe. Hode Paulos means but Paul said. Ephe. It's direct speech that follows. Epempsa alus apostolus. I sent. Alus apostolus means other apostles. Alus from alos, meaning other. Apostolus from apostolos, meaning apostle. Both of them are accusative plural. They're indefinite. I sent alus apostolus, other apostles. Number 12. Ton Christon pistuusin, hoi anthropoi hoti ginoskusin, ten agapein autu. Ton Christon pistuusin, hoi anthropoi. The verb is pistuusin, meaning they believe. Who is the they who believe? The answer is hoi anthropoi. How do we know this? Well, it's in the nominative case. It's nominative plural. It means the men. Believe ton Christon, the Christ. It's in the accusative case, functioning as the direct object. We could translate it as the men believe Christ, or the men believe the Christ. Hoti, because or for. Ginoskusi, ten agape now too. Ginoskusi means because they know. Ten agape now too. Accusative, it's the direct object of the knowing. They know, ten agape autu, literally the love of him, but we would English it as his love. Number 13. Lamech de epen tus logus. Lamech de epen tus logus. The de is post-positive. It always occurs second in its clause, never first. But we would put it first in an English translation. It can mean now, but, or and. Let's, in this case, translate it as but. Lamech. Epen means said. Tus logus, the words. In the accusative, the words in the accusative, direct object of what was said, but Lamech said the words, or perhaps more correctly, Lamech spoke the words. Number 14. Kai eresan hoi logoi ton pilaton. Kai eresan hoi logoi ton pilaton. Kai, you know, means and. Eresan, they pleased. Hoi logoi, it's nominative, therefore it is the subject of the verb. So the they is hoi logoi, the words. Pleased, ton pilaton, the pilot, referring to the man, pilot being a name. So the translation, kai eresan hoi logoi ton pilaton, and the words pleased Pilate. Number 15, ta sabata fulaxeste. Ta sabata fulaxeste. Fulaxeste means you will keep. Ta sabata, please notice it's the plural of sabaton. It's neuter plural. It could be nominative or accusative. Either one would fit the form, but only one fits the context. You keep, ta sabata, the Sabbaths. It clearly is functioning as the direct object of fulaxeste, you will keep. Number 16. Ta erga tu theu autoi pistuusin. Ta erga tu theu autoi pistuusi. Autoi means they, it's nominative. Pistuusi means they believe. Autoi pistuusi, they believe. Ta erga tu theu. Ta erga is the works. Tu theu, of God. Ta erga is neuter. It could be nominative or accusative. In context, you can see that it is the object of the verb believe. So they believe ta erga tu theu. Ta erga is accusative in this case. Kurion kai Christon epoiesen ho theos auton. Let's start with the verb, epoiesen. He made. Who's the he who made? The answer is ho theos. Epoiesen ho theos. So ho theos is God. God made. Epoiesen ho theos. Who's the direct object of the verb made? The answer is auton. So it's God made him. Now this is a little bit tricky because the word order is confusing to us as English speakers. We've got to go back to the beginning of the sentence, Kurion kai Christon, to find what he made him. So there's a double accusative. This is a form we'll learn later in our studies. For now, it's fairly easy to make sense of. Epoiesen ho theos auton, God made him. Christon kai Kurion, rather, Kurion kai Christon, Lord and Christ. So, epoiesen ho theos auton, God made him. Kurion kai Christon, Lord and Christ. Tophos eleluthen eston kosmon kai agapesan hoi anthropoi malon to skotos etophos. This one's a little bit tricky. Tophos eleluthen. Eleluthen means it came. The subject is tophos. Tophos is nominative in this case. It would be the same form if it were accusative. Remember, in the neuter, the nominative and accusative forms are always the same. In this case, it's clearly nominative. So it is the light, tophos, eleluthen, eston kosmon, into the world, kai, and agapesan, they loved. Who's the they who loved? Hoi anthropoi. Kai agapesan hoi anthropoi. And the men, or simply men, referring to men in general, not to a particular group, they loved malon, rather, to skotos e tophos, the darkness, than, more than. Rather just say than the light. Now that doesn't make perfect sense in English. The light has come into the world, that's fine. Tophos eleluthen eston kosmon, and they loved the men. Kai agapesan hoi anthropoi, and men loved. This expression, malone, they loved the darkness, malon toskotos etophos. In English we would say they loved, men loved, the darkness more than, malon more than, tophos, the light. Notice, by the way, the first occurrence of tophos is a subject, so it's nominative. Tophos is the subject of eleluthen. The second occurrence of tophos, right at the end of the verse or the sentence, is the direct object of agape-san. So the second one is in fact accusative. Number 19, kai ekrinosan ton laon pasan horan. Kai ekrinosan, kai is and, ekrinosan, they judged. Who's the they who judged? We're looking for something in the nominative case, but there isn't anything. Ton laon is actually accusative, so it's the direct object. Ton laon means the people. Pasan, horan. Pasan horan means every hour. Kai ekrinosan ton laon pasan horan, and they judge the people every hour. And number 20, kai autoi eran tas phonas auton. Kai autoi eran, kai and, autoi eran, they lifted up. Autoi means they, even though the subject is in fact embedded in the sentence. Here it's also expressed as autoi, embedded in the main verb. So kai autoi eran, and they lifted up tas phonas auton. Tas phonas, the voices. It's accusative plural, feminine, auton, of them. We would of course put it in English as they lifted up their voices. Kai autoi eran tas phonas auton, and they lifted up their voices. And that brings us to the end of this translation exercise. Please feel free to work through it as many times as you need in order to master the actual grammar and how we are getting from the Greek to the English.